Welcome back to Strongsville. Mike Massa along with Brian Powers, and we've got everything it takes for a great high school football game. A tremendous crowd here filling the stadium, the marching bands, and two great high school football teams.
It certainly is, Mike, and you talk about great thing, and it has to be that weather. When you get into the 7th week of high school football and you have a beautiful night like this, we all have to be very, very happy about it.
Brian, we've got to start talking about the Strongsville football team, the only undefeated team in the greater Cleveland area, in the last of the Pioneer Conference.
Yeah, a good football team, a team I think that they believe that their seniors are going to come through for them, although coming up with 5 wins out of their 6 ball games. They did have the 1 tie. They've been strong in the league itself. And offensively, they're a very strong club. And to talk about offense, you have to talk about the people who are going to work in the trenches offensively. And we can start there with number 82, Dave Ludwig, 5'10", 187-pound senior. Left tackle Steve Miller at 6'3", 222. Good size and will be wearing number 77. Ken Geeson, number 50, will be at the guard position. Al Mikiak, number 67 at 6 foot, 197 senior, will be snapping the ball. Mark Slovic, number 65 at the right guard position. Next to him at right tackle will be George Sabanos, number 74. The right end spot anchoring down the right side, Steve McCombs. He'll be wearing number 5. Steve, look for him out wide. Steve will be going down a lot of the pass plays that Strongsville will be utilizing tonight out of their offensive veer, led by their fine quarterback, Guy Wilson, who will be underneath the center. Guy will be the quarterback and be wearing number 1. The fullback, Joe Moscow, number 34. Remember now, this is a veer offense. There won't be anybody in the fullback spot. He'll be offset one side to the other. And the other halfback, running back, will be Mike Ross, the tailback, number 33. And out on the flank, most of the time, will be Tom Fronick, number 40. And that's how they will line up offensively for Strongsville.
The defensive unit is going to what we're going to commonly call a 5-2 or a 5-3 sometimes that he's going to be using.
It doesn't really matter anymore because it's a 5-2, a 5-3, a monster back, a wide side. They'll be keying most of the time to the wide side of the field. They'll line up front. Joe Perchlick, 6'1", 195. Steve Miller next to him, two-way performers. Steve Light at the nose man. Al Mikiak, the captain, number 67, 197 at the right tackle spot. Next to him will be another two-way performer, Ken Geeson, 5'11", 181 pounds, wearing number 50. Linebacking positions, good strong linebackers. We'll give you 3 of them because they'll have the middle linebacker in there, but it can be a 5-2 as well as a 5-3. And that will be Mike Ross, number 33. Mark Petrie, number 55, 6 foot, 191 pounds. Mark White, 6'1", 199 pounds. So you can see pretty good size in the linebacking core for the 3 of them under Coach Marty Alberts for the Mustang. And to round out the defensive ball club, the secondary at the halfback spot, Steve McCombs, another two-way performer. Mike Resek and Jim Callista, number 80 at 5'8", 160 pounds, will be working that deep secondary for the Mustang.
And that's a unit, a defensive unit that has held their opponents in the 8 games. Just a little over 5 points per ball game, but they're going to be meeting that fine offensive unit of Wadsworth, Brian, that has averaged almost 26 points a ball game.
Strong offensive team. Now this team, offensively, they do have 1 loss in it, and the team on offense will try to match the team coming out now, which is the home team, the Mustangs from Strongsville, as they enter the field. But they will work up front to the left end. Joe Barreiter, number 88, 6'2", 187. Dale Ringler, number 77, 6'4", good size there. Mark Herrick, 5'10", number 75. Mike Ruckman at the center spot. Doug Snyder, Lee Edmonds, and John Brook, number 80, will work the right side for the Wadsworth Grizzlies. Offensively, they have a strong backfield, a veteran backfield. Taking the snap from center will be Steve Rayner, number 11, Don McGill. Jim Reynolds is a name that Mike will be calling quite a few times tonight, we're sure, because he gets his hands on the ball, and Lance Kearns will be out on the flank for Wadsworth.
And now a defensive team that's given up 9.4 points per ball game.
Joe Barreiter will be in that 4-man front along with Chris Finn, number 82. Brad King will work the right defensive side. Mike Zalea, number 60, will be at the right end. Linebackers, John Dragovich, Dave Dunn, Eugene Dragovich, Scott Brewer, and deep backs, the 3 of them alternating back there, Tim Hofstetler, Mike Hell, and Don Knoll. And that's the way you'll see the defense for the Wadsworth Grizzlies.
And the Grizzlies have won the toss. They've elected to receive. Strongsville is going to be kicking off, and they'll be defending the west goal, which will be to the right of your screen. Getting ready to tee up the ball for Strongsville will be number 21, Mark Matz, who will also be kicking the extra points, and will be attempting, of course, the field goals. In the red and white, there he's going back you'll see the Grizzlies of Wadsworth, the red uniforms and white numerals and white hats, who have come into this ball game but with one defeat. That was to, as Brian mentioned, the state-ranked Barberton. They're undefeated here in conference play. They still have one more conference game to go, but Strongsville, this is their last conference game of the season. They are undefeated. That is Mark Matz getting ready to kick. Currents, Reynolds, and Hofstetter are back deep, and the game is underway. And it's going to be taken at the 15-yard line. This is Hofstetter, and he gets to the 26. 7-yard kick return for Hofstetter, and I think they intentionally kicked it away from Reynolds. Steve Rayner, number 11, will be a quarterback. Reynolds will be the tailback, and he'll also be a flanker at times. Don McGill, number 30, will be the fullback, and Lance Kearns, 41, will be the flanker. Reynolds, number 45, is in the tailback position. They've got the both ends in tight, the flanker to the far side of the field. First down, handoff. This is Reynolds, tries to come outside. Good defensive play as he picked up about 4 yards. Bringing him down when that stop was Callista, number 80. The one big problem I'm going to have tonight is to try and make sure I don't say he's down, because the one thing Reynolds does well is starts breaking tackles. You think you've got him trapped and he breaks away. 3-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 7. Line of scrimmage is the 30. This goes to McGill, the fullback, comes off the right side, gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and about a yard short of a first down, where he runs into Mark White and Jim Callista again. Don McGill in his first carry. McGill, good-sized fullback, 6 foot, 190 pounds. And he has about a foot. As you look at across the far side of the field. And warming up, you see the quarterback, number 1, is Guy Wilson on the sidelines for Strongsville. And they're going to bring out the change just to make sure.
The official thought it was a little short, but the captain of Strongsville wisely said, let's check it out, make sure.
And we were right, about a foot. Temperature about 40 degrees this evening, and really not much of a wind blowing at all. If it does, it's coming out of the west. But the flag now is just sitting down very limp. We've got about 8,000 fans here. The place is just jammed. People still coming in, ringing the entire field. So we have a third and about a foot with the line of scrimmage, the 37-yard line. Just shy of the 37. And the power I formation now with Currens in at the halfback spot. This goes to McGill, fullback, and he looks like he got the first down. Boy, he ran into Mark White to pull the linebacker again. Did a great job. Number 44, also Mark Petrie, 55, the captain monster back for Strongsville.
By the time they moved some of the linebackers in tight on the line, so they had a rather large front there with the 3rd and 1, expecting him to go up the middle, which they did. They couldn't stop McGill, but they knew that he had a hard way to go to pick up that first down.
It's a first down for Wadsworth from their own 38-yard line. Raynor was rushed, pass, almost intercepted. Jumping up, but just a little too late, was Mike Rezak. A lot of pressure put on Steve Rayner by Steve Miller. 6'3", 222-pound defensive tackle, whose father at one time was an outstanding coach here at Strongsville.
He certainly was. Outstanding coach, outstanding football player, Ball and Wallace, great basketball player. Like that offensive pattern was supposed to be thrown rather quickly from Steve Rayner to his flanker, Lance Kearns, on the far side. Lance was covered immediately. That's why they had the delay. It was a good quarterback move on the play.
And they've got now Thompson into flanker, far side of the field. This is a draw play to Reynolds. You see how he slips tackles as he crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line, where Steve McCombs finally brought him down. Mark White also in the stop. There's the statistics of Jim Reynolds. 1,700 yards, leading scorer in the Greater Cleveland area with 108 points.
Needless to say, he's also leading his conference in scoring.
Line of scrimmage now is the 47. It'll be a 3rd and 2. Yes, 3rd and 2. There goes Reynolds again, straight up the middle, picks up enough yards. Maybe for a first down, maybe a yard short. Steve Miller again in the stop.
Reynolds, the ball carrier.
And getting up very slowly is Dave Snyder, the right guard. And looks like they're going to bring the chains out again. Ball's at about the 48. Looks like they do have it from here. So 3 carries now for Reynolds for 13 yards. McGill's got 8 yards on 2 carries. And of course, Raynor's thrown on 1 pass that was incomplete.
Snyder is leaving the ball game. Replacing him is Mike Gahan, number 66, who will play at the right guard position.
Just the nose of the ball.
That's all it takes.
That's all. Those of you who saw our game last week, you saw the departing director, producer, Randy Martin, and now we'd like to welcome aboard our new producer-director, Dave Nichols. Welcome, Dave. 9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter, no score. Wadsworth took the kickoff, and now they have the 1st and 10 from their own 48. Raynor is thrown for a loss. Good defensive play in there by Al Mikiak. One of the defensive captains, 6 foot, 197-pound senior. And that takes him all the way back to the 38-yard line. That's a 10-yard loss. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 20.
Nice play on it. No one hit him at all coming in that right side. Now, you don't want to say anything. You don't know if the injury to a guard when he went out, someone else came in. Did they work on it or not? It's pretty hard to say from up here, but you know the defense was thinking that, and it was a good defensive play by Strongsville.
And now both ends in tight for Wadsworth, and they're in a power eye. Raynor, pitch back. This is Reynolds. And good defensive play. Charging in, number 50, Ken Geeson, the right end, who just took a dive at his shoes and tripped him up.
They're getting a lot of action from the linebackers, and we talked about it, a 5-man line. They're really playing some variations out there with that 5. Linebackers are moving, especially linebacker Mark White, getting a lot of penetration from one side to the other.
The ball is spotted on the 39-yard line. That makes it a 3rd, and still about 20. As we look at Steve Raynor. Raynor, this is Reynolds. Tries to follow his blockers, but they just hem him in. Good defensive play, stringing out that sweep by the defense of Strongsville. Mark White, again on the stop, number 44. Also 33, you took a look at Mike Ross. That brings up a 4th down in long yardage, about 12 to go, a punting situation. Going back deep for Strongsville will be Steve Regg along with Kevin Schutte. Also, they have Joe Musco back deep as Jim Reynolds does a little bit of everything. He's also going to be punting. He's standing on his own 32. No rush. Oh, does he boom one away? Goes all the way down. This is Regg. Turns it upfield, caught from behind and brought down at the 28-yard line. Good defensive play in there by Lee Edmonds.
Scott Reed taking the kickoff. Edmonds in on
So the defense of Strongsville was able to hold after the 13-yard return by Regg. All the way, the officials say now, to the 28-yard line or just over that stripe. So the Mustangs will take over the ball on offense for the first time here in the first quarter. Guy Wilson at quarterback. This is a handoff to the running back, Joe Musco, who's the left half. He gets across the 30. They're going to spot it at the 32-yard line. Let's call that a 3-yard pickup. Make it 2nd and 7. Eugene Dragovich, along with Dave Dunn, the 2 inside linebackers Brian talked about in pregame. Other running back was going to be Ross. And on the option, this is Mike Ross, the right halfback. And he gets enough. No, not enough for the first down. He's going to be held a little shy. He's at the 36 now, and they've got to get to about the 39-yard line for the first down.
Like we talked a little bit about that 4-2, and you can see the linebackers right next to each other, and they'll go from there depending on the wide side or what the play will be. But you'll see a lot of movement by 2 linebackers, and they're excellent linebackers and have figured in a lot of tackles for the Grizzlies.
Big 3rd down. Keeper possession play by Guy Wilson, who came down the line, tried to come off guard, runs into Mike Zalea, number 60, the defensive end for Wadsworth. And that's going to be close enough for a measurement, I think, to a first down. Guy Wilson will run that option and run it well. He does some magic in those hands. He'll hand off and fake hand off with a hand into the stomach 2 or 3, at least twice sometimes, before handing it off to his ball carrier.
His spins are excellent. He's big enough to carry it out at 6'1", 171 pounds. He throws just enough to keep the team off balance. He will run the ball on the veer play. You better have a quarterback that can run and do some ball handling, and he can take the punishment at the quarterback spot.
Length of the football gives them their first down. First down now for the Mustangs. Opening kickoff, if you just joined us, was taken by Wadsworth. They got as far down as their own 49-yard line, and then were driven back on a sack of the passer, and then finally had to punt. Strongsville took over. Got a first down with 5:13 remaining in the quarter. This is a pitch back. Goes out. Ross, and he's sacked back at the 35-yard line. Coming in very tough, Scott Brewer. A right linebacker or cornerback, if you want to call him that, on that 4-4, but he came up and caught him in a backfield. That's a loss of about 6 yards. 5 yards, let's call it.
Offensively on the play, they had Steve McCombs, number 5, and the flanker Tom Fronick out on the same side. They both came back on a peel block. Had pretty good blocking, but they couldn't stop the linebacker.
2nd and 15. Wants to throw, looks, no time. Good defensive play. Coming in gives Brad King, along with Mike Zalea, the right tackle and right end. That's a loss back to the 32. The original line of scrimmage on this was just inside the 40. That's a 7-yard loss totally on the first 2 plays on that first down situation, so that gives him a 3rd and 17. And Fronick and Matz are out. It's going to be throwing down by Wilson. The southpaw lets it go, overthrown, but back there and defending was Joe Barreiter, who was right on the flanker out, Joe Moscow. So even if he'd have caught that ball, he'd have no place to go.
It really had the look of a screen pass. They tried to go out wide to the opposite side. Matz came in from McComb. They also had their flanker Fronick out, so they tried to go to the other side in a short screen, nothing doing.
Getting ready to punt is going to be Mike Ross, number 33. He'll be kicking to number 22, Hofstetter, and 45, Reynolds. Rush. 2nd and 15. Wants to throw, looks, no time. Good defensive play. Coming in gives Brad King, along with Mike Zalea, the right tackle and right end. That's a loss back to the 32. The original line of scrimmage on this was just inside the 40. That's a 7-yard loss totally on the first 2 plays on that first down situation, so that gives him a 3rd and 17. And Fronick and Matz are out. It's going to be throwing down by Wilson. The southpaw lets it go, overthrown, but back there and defending was Joe Barreiter, who was right on the flanker out, Joe Moscow. So even if he'd have caught that ball, he'd have no place to go.
It really had the look of a screen pass. They tried to go out wide to the opposite side. Matz came in from McComb. They also had their flanker Fronick out, so they tried to go to the other side in a short screen, nothing doing.
Getting ready to punt is going to be Mike Ross, number 33. He'll be kicking to number 22, Hofstetter, and 45, Reynolds. Rushes on. Good high kick. Reynolds takes it at his own 40. Smothered, just no place to go. But the hang time on that was beautiful. The defense, especially the team of Strongsville, able to get down and cover that kick.
The big play was the linebacker that time came in on the line. John Dragovich, number 25 for the Grizzlies, almost blocked the punt. That's why no one was back on the offense, and they downed the punt. Strongsville coming down the field fast.
Wadsworth had the ball on their own 27-yard line when they had a punt. An exchange of punts now puts them at the 35, so they picked up yardage. First down. That goes big fullback. He just powering up, Don McGill. And he runs into Mikiak. But good size defensively for the Mustangs. They've got Perchlick at 195 pounds and Miller at 222. By the way, both those boys, his fathers are coaches. Perchlick, his father coaches at West Tech, and Miller, as we said, his father used to coach at Strongsville. Light is 191 pounds as a nose guard. 197 is Mikiak, the right tackle, and 181 is Ken Geeson, the right end. 2nd and 9. Pitch back to Reynolds. It slips tackles as he crosses the 40 to the 43-yard line where Jim Callista brought him down.
Reynolds anticipates the count and is moving just as that count is called from the quarterback. He moves out fast on the play, gets the extra step, and is quick when he moves at corner. Kind of slides off the tackle and end spot. Very difficult to bring down.
Well, he's got 6 carries now, Brian, and 26 yards, which is well below his 42 or 7.3 yards per carry. And he's still a tailback. Going to be a 3rd and 3. And fake pitch back, hands off to fullback, down McGill. He plows up with a lot of just individual effort as he carried people, enough for the first down as he gets to the 48-yard line. Mark Petrie had to finally bring him down from behind.
2 things make the play work. Good quarterback fake from Rayner to his tailback Reynolds, and also the left end Joe Byrider, number 88, goes out just like he's going to block for Reynolds, and it pulls a linebacker out. McGill slid up to that spot.
Mark Thompson now at the flanker to the near side of the field. 1st down. Again, the big fullback McGill just plows ahead into the Strongsville territory to the 45-yard line where Steve Miller brought him down.
Nothing fancy on that play. That was just power football with good, strong power blocking up front. Big fullback running behind guards, picked up the yardage.
Some of the little difference you're going to see in some of our color is because of really the low light level we've got here. And so it isn't your television set. It happens to be the glare we're getting from the lights and some of the low light level. 2nd and 3. Bootleg by Rayner. And he may have picked up a yard if he was lucky. Steve Light finally brought him down.
Might have been a bootleg, but I don't. Steve didn't want to carry the ball on that one. A little broken play in the backfield, but he did the best he could. He fouled the blocker, the broken play, and salvaged a little bit on the offensive miscue.
The glare I'm talking about is what you see at the bottom of your screen. That's the light glare. It'll be a 3rd and a yard for the Grizzlies. The ball is on the 43-yard line.
There's Coach Tom Hampton on the bench of the Grizzlies looking on in this important play.
Again, at both ends in tight and a power eye. Reynolds gets the 1st down and gets to the 35-yard line where Rick Pusatilla brought him down.
By Cruzatello. And the Grizzlies pick up a 1st down, moving down to the Strongsville 35-yard line.
Well, we said that Wadsworth would play ball control. They have all year long, but when they do, they also score on it. And that 25-plus points per ball game certainly attests to that. But they started out this drive on their own 35-yard line, and now they're sitting on the 35-yard line of Strongsville. And a delay goes off to Reynolds. And you heard the hitting by Steve Light, number 79, brought him down hard as we're down to 4 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter. And that ends the 1st quarter of play with a score. Strongsville nothing and Wadsworth nothing. And you saw Reynolds' statistics, 35 yards and 8 carries.
Like that 1st quarter went rather fast on the play because it's running plays all the way with Strongsville, and they had their 5 attempts in the rushing department, only picking up 3 yards. But the story has been the offense of Wadsworth, and Reynolds with 8 carries, 35 yards, 5 carries for McGill and 24 yards. Great average for McGill so far in the quarter tonight, and it's been ground control. A quarter went by very fast.